In the old days, man tried to catch a glimpse of the future in the strangest of ways. They locked themselves in dark rooms, not partaking of food and drink. At the stroke of midnight, they ventured out into the night, through the dark woods, where strange creatures roamed. To see if they would be wealthy, to see if they would be happy, to see if they would live, to see if they would be loved. Nice.
Still, not a wise decision.
Nope. Okay, do we have our map now? Is our secrets revealed? Yes, it is. Alright, write this down.
Alright.
The T-H-E, lowercase T-H-E-O-A-L-M Thalelm 68. Down here is 1894.
Okay.
Alright. Now, let's go to the journal, which has a username and password. What was I just read off to you?
T-H-E-O-A-L-M 68
68
1894.
See if this works.
Right.
Connecting. Yearlog journal. Logging in. Version 0.9.6. View and store project notes and photos.
Post.
Hello, new system. Testing photo upload. It works.
Huh.
Should probably write here more often. Read about every book on Swedish folklore there is. Surprising how little has been written about year walking. Need more sources of information. Talk to ES. He suggested some field work. Might be good, but I feel that I might be 30 years too late. Talking to elderly folks, eating cookies, drinking coffee. Their knowledge about year walking has been limited to say the least. Barely any one of them knew what it was. If they did, they had heard stories as children but forgotten the details. Thinking ES sent me on a wild goose chase. Interview is the retirement home. May I never grow old. Last interview was intriguing if very brief. Talked to one Astrid Jensen. She was over 100 years old, clear at times, did not know a lot about folklore, but she did claim that her grandfather's brother had once year walked. Sadly, she did not know his name. He died many years before she was born. I have to look into it. Her maiden name was Svensson. She leaves me with a lot of possibilities. She was born in Vedtorp, and I can only hope that her grandfather was as well. More interviews, nothing worth mentioning. Professor Asp called today. He hinted that the faculty wanted to take part in my research. Followed up my visit in the retirement home. In the early 20th century, there were 6 households in Vedtorp with the surname Svensson. In the church book. Astrid was born in 1913. Her grandfather was named Carl Friedrich. He had 2 brothers. One died in 1942. The other brother, Daniel Svensson, died in 1895. So Astrid said that her great-uncle died before she was born. Daniel is the one that supposedly year walked. A Miller apprentice. Going to the library to check out old newspapers tomorrow.
Cool.
Look for instance, David Svensson in old newspapers. I'm grasping at straws. Another day at the library, nothing of interest. Bored. I'm about to give up. Excited. Newspaper found mention of David Svensson. He was apparently arrested for the murder of a young woman in Vedtorp.
Wow.
Wow. In blah, 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 blah. I can't read that because I don't speak that language. Information is scarce. Her name was Stina Nilsson, and she was a miller's daughter. Her body was found out in a field outside of the village. She had been stabbed multiple times.
Yeah.
The library should be open longer. Hope I can find a reference to his supposed year walk. The motive behind the murder seems to have been jealousy. Not many details. Apparently Stina was going to marry a Lucas Tapper. She was on her way home from Lucas' parents when she was intercepted by Daniel. She was found the following morning, just 17 years old. I feel a tad guilty about my excitement yesterday. After all, there's a great tragedy behind all this. Press seemed to have lost interest in the case after a while. Found nothing today. Maybe ES can tell me something. Had a long talk on the phone with ES. The murder case was unknown to him. He had, however, spent a lot of time in Vedtorp during the 60s when he studied folklore in the area. There had been a rather peculiar runestone that seemed to predate the Viking Age. He exclaimed that there was a definite connection between the symbol on the stone and year walking. Could not tell how. I went to check it out. Went to the library again, in case I missed something about Daniel. Indeed I had. Found another article. Feeling upset and a little bit sad, borrowed the article just in case. There's more to learn about Daniel. Booked hotel room in Vedtorp. Arrived in Vedtorp, a small place. One street cuts through the village. It's a rather depressing place. To be fair, the weather would not do any place justice. The hotel's empty besides me and a group of dog toy manufacturers who are a bit on the noisy side. Let's ask Chef for the veal recipe. Got a map from the hotel owner. Excited about the archive. I have a feeling that I'll find something major. Just got back from the archive. Interesting place. Sadly, it's only open 4 hours a day. It's understandable since I was the only visitor. Possibly found the files I need. Tomorrow, reading lots of it. Knew it. The archive has exceeded my wildest dreams. On New Year's Eve of 1893, Daniel Svensson did indeed year walk. The court records referred to his year walk at several occasions. I have just started to scratch the surface. Must be beliefs hidden amongst these papers that have been forgotten for ages. Amazing. This is by far the latest recorded year walk. I hope I'm excused for borrowing the file from the archive. They gave me little choice since they're closed during the weekend. Didn't sleep last night. Too excited by the files. Much of the records are of a legal nature, but there are relevant passages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Stina after seeing it in a vision on his year walk. So I describe, I have not bothered to take it all down, and occasionally just refers to it as ramblings of a madman. Poor boy. Certain elements that are new to me. Must write them down in detail later on. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin, Soul Sortin, is briefly mentioned in the protocol. We'll ask about it, around about it. Hope it still exists. There's the puzzle box! Drew around for hours in the forest today. These are woods to get lost in. Asked for the directions from every local. Most people never heard of the cabin. Felt to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there till the 60s. From then it had 3 different owners that used it as a summer house till the mid-80s. Last family that owned the cabin only stayed there one summer. The 5-year-old son drowned in a brook nearby, and after that they never returned. Nobody's lived there since. The old man's nephew owned the land. I asked the old man if I could pay a visit. He didn't think there'd be anyone that would mind. Cabin was situated deep in the forest. No sign, no road, just a narrow path. This was the place where he started his year walk over 100 years ago. Felt overwhelmed by the thoughts. Could not enter. It's a lonely place. The only other building I could find in the area was an underground storehouse. Guess it might have belonged to the cabin. It was too dark to see anything, but I can't imagine there'd be anything of significance in there. On my way back to the car, I found the strange box. What an odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest. Seems to be more or less mint condition. Could not resist taking it. He took it.
Oh no! Don't take the Cthulhu
I
artifact.
need whiskey, and lots of it. I like this. This is getting cool.
Yeah.
Went to Vedtorp Church today. It's a small white stone church built in the 12th century. The place where the church stands has been used for worship even earlier than that, according to the priest I met. He showed me around the premises. Put a bouquet of flowers on Stina's grave. Seemed appropriate. The most unlikely somber epitaph read, in memory of our loving daughter, Stina Nilsson, 1877 to 1894. Her cries for mercy could not sway his hand. Depressing. Search for Daniel's grave. There was no stone, and according to the priest, probably never was. The gravestones E.S. told me about are gone. The priest is not sure where they are or when they disappeared. Weather's been unreasonably bad. Spent the day at the county archive. Had trouble concentrating. Tried to locate a photograph of Daniel Svensson, but no luck. The clerk explained that a lot of stuff was lost when the files were moved from the original archive back in the 76. Apparently, there was another murder case in Vedtorp in the early 1890s. Elisa Rasmussen drowned 4 infants in a creek. She was an angel maker who received foster children from poor unmarried mothers. She promised to find the babies good homes in exchange for a hefty sum of money. This was all a charade. As soon as the mothers had paid what little they owned, she drowned their children in a nearby creek. All files from the trial have been lost. Outrageous. Think I'm done with the archive. Thinking a lot about that church. The runestone he has talked about is not marked on any map. Talked to the man at the service station. He drew me up a rather primitive map. Searched for the stone for a long time. Almost came out, found it at last. Felt compelled to touch it. Had the strange sensation of looking beyond. Beyond what? The feeling lasted for quite some time. Heading home tomorrow. Wish I had more time. The stone is old. Might predate Christianity, but I fail to see how it's connected to year walking. Couldn't resist stopping by the church on my way home. Walked around it for a bit. It's a pretty church, not remarkable, but there's something about it. I feel like the church and the stone are connected somehow. Hey everybody, this is Chrono Joel. I'd just like to thank you guys for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe link, I got it right above me. And also hit some of those like buttons down there in that bottom corner. That would be great. Also, if you really like what you're watching and like to see more, we've got the next part of the video that's directly over here. And over in this direction somewhere is some other of my work that I think you might enjoy. So please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.